That's James's dinner. He's having a white chocolate almond magnum with it, and some kombucha and juice and almond milk. I'm going to talk about this book here. I showed you where it was in the stack yesterday. And I'm going to talk about the last song we're going to review from this. Or, well, really analyzed. And James has a stack of books there, but I don't know
it's not for today.
how much we're going to get through.
To get ready, there's going to be a train a-coming.
Alright. So, I have a headache today. It's quite a doozy, actually, but we went for a walk, and a long walk. And nature, I have found, heals me quite well. So I'm going to show you these. I don't know if I've shown you these before. Funyuns. And they're really not very big at all.
They're actually fairly fun.
Yep. And
Live up to the name.
I don't know if James is going to have any with his food, but he certainly can.
Not going to today. Got plenty on my plate.
All right. Because he definitely wants to get to that ice cream, I know. But now, the reason I have a headache is because I ate Funyuns. And I knew that I would have a headache because I can't eat onions. But I was thinking, well, these are already past the best before date, and James hasn't eaten them all yet, so I should eat some. I don't know what I was thinking. So, now if I could eat onion, I would say these are tasty. I really enjoyed it then, but not so fun now. I remember I worked with somebody in Winnipeg, and I used to put nuts in a jar and carry it with me and then just eat it like this. I just pour the nuts into my mouth, and she thought that was funny at first, but then she thought that's a really good idea, because when you're out working, especially, you know how I used to work in parks and stuff, so when you're out working, your hands may not be nearly as clean as you would like them to be, and yet you're going to have a break and you're going to need to eat some food, and it works out really well if you just shake some nuts into your mouth. And it's usually almonds. That's what I would opt for. Almonds in a jar. Highly recommend it. But I like the way that these, you can do that too. So I was doing that last night. I was pouring them. But I can't eat onions. Not fun for me. So that's that. Now, I guess I'll get the song over with first. And I just want to point out that we only analyze the songs that she featured on this DVD. So her other songs may have wonderful lyrics.
I checked one up. Building a Mystery.
Yeah.
Somewhat later. It seemed to have some pretty good lyrics.
Yeah.
Looks as though she learned a little bit.
So there you go. And we will be reviewing her new album. So
I don't have high hopes, but we'll see.
I mean, she's a lot older now, and her
We always
lyric
give
writing
people a chance, you know.
So, I will not forget you, and I'm just reading this out because, one, my voice has not been good for singing, because I've been sick, and now I have a headache, and I don't even want to talk. It hurts to talk, but I'm going to get this done anyway. I remember the nights I watched as you lay sleeping, your body gripped by some faraway dream. Well, I was so scared and so in love then, and so lost in all of you that I'd seen. Well, but no one ever talked in the darkness. No voice ever added fuel to the fire. And she doesn't sing the she gets the rhythm kind of wrong on that one. But you can look at that yourself because I don't even want to think about it. The Ev should definitely get the accent, not er.
Yeah, don't go around saying ever unless you're being ironic or something. Don't ever do that.
Okay. So no one ever talked. Very open relationship. I mean, that's should be neither of us ever talked in the darkness. And anyway, no light ever shone in the doorway. Why the doorway? And frankly, why the light? Deep in the hollow of earthly desires. And I realize a lot of the time she likes to play with dark and light, you know, compare, and cold and warm, whatever. But
Don't let it play with you.
Exactly. It plays with her. Or at least it did back when she wrote this. And when she wrote all of these things. All of these that they were good. Okay, so no light ever shone in the doorway, deep in the hollow of earthly desires. Okay. They never shone. I don't know what this deep in the hollow of earthly desires is supposed to be either. Is it supposed to be a sexual thing? Is she talking about her vagina? I'm not sure what she's trying to say there. And I guess some people shine flashlights up their vaginas to see what's going on up there. I don't think it's terribly interesting, but to look at. But with a flashlight, I mean, that's kind of not... Anyway, but if in some dream there was brightness, if in some memory some sort of sign, what sign? And flesh be revived in the shadows, blessed our bodies would lay so entwined. Okay. If you have be, you must have were, not was, for a consistency of voice. So this is wrong. Then our entwined bodies would be blessed. Would be better.
Consistency.
Mood consistency.
I didn't tell you that. I was kind of glitching on.
No,
But
you
it's
probably did,
the
and
subjunctive
I probably
mood
hid it.
as opposed to the indicative mood. And was is indicative, were is subjunctive, be in this case is
I don't
subjunctive.
remember any of that. It's just hard just to talk right now. And I will not forget you. I remember how you left in the morning at daybreak. So silent, you stole from my bed. You silently stole from my bed. To go back to the one who possesses your soul, and I back to the life that I dread. So I ran like the wind to the water. Please don't leave me again, I cried, and I threw bitter tears at the ocean, but all that came back was the tide. And I love those lines.
The last one.
And that's where it should have ended. Like, while we were watching this, and she kept singing, "Oh, I will not forget you."
Yeah.
James said, "Okay, the more you say it, the less I believe it."
Mm-hmm.
And really, yeah. So, but these lines are really great. I don't know. Honestly, it seems hard to believe she came up with them.
At that age.
Because everything else was just dreadful. So, plus she wrote, "I cried," but she rhymed on cried. Maybe that's what made her use it. But hey, you know, there should be more of that so we actually understand who's the I, who's the you, because so often she had a lot of problems with that. But here, boy, that's good. Go, and I back to the life that I dread. So I ran like the wind to the water. Please don't leave me again, I cried. And I threw bitter tears at the ocean, but all that came back was the tide. That's good stuff. So I wanted to end with this song. Just being so because nice. I wanted to end with some good stuff. Because the rest of it, boy, it was tough to get through.
We only basically could do one
sheet in a
each
sitting,
side.
because it
Maybe
was just
4 songs also.
um, it was
Excruciating to go through.
pretty depressing, really, to go through.
Yeah.
But anyway, so now I will mention again that I was a big fan of Sarah McLauchlan. I loved singing along to this stuff when I was a teenager, especially Hold On. I loved singing to that because you can really belt it out. It's powerful. But the lyrics, after a while, it's just, I really didn't want to. I didn't want to sing along to it because I felt, when I did, I felt stupid, because I felt like, oh, well, I like this stuff, and this stuff, I can tell this is very stupid, the lyrics. And so it made me feel stupid, even though I didn't write the lyrics, right? But I'm singing it, it still made me feel that way, and I didn't like feeling that way. So that's when I stopped listening to Sarah McLauchlan.
How old would you say you
Fumbling Towards
were?
Ecstasy, that was the last album. I don't remember. 15, 16 maybe?
Well, they say girls are 2 years in advance in voice. It was about 1971 I started getting disappointed in lyrics. You know?
Yeah.
Groups that Jefferson Airplane or whatever. And I started saying, what are they saying? It was Bark albums. About 71, so I was 17. 2 years difference.
Yeah. And I mean, some of these songs, like Wait, that seems like she was talking about maybe her baby was going to die. Maybe she had a baby, and I don't know what has went on in Sarah McLauchlan's life. So I don't know if this is just something she made up, or if this actually happened to her. But you know, she has some important stuff in her lyrics. You can tell there's a lot of feeling there, but she just
can't figure out what she's
yeah,
singing.
she didn't know how to write it out. So I hope that's improved. James says that Building a Mystery, which came later, actually had some good lyrics. So I don't know. Anyway, so
I don't know how artful the rhythm is.
Oh,
At least the stuff kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm. And I really, really strongly believe that she should go back and rewrite these lyrics. If she is
For
able.
earlier stuff.
If she can't do it, then hire somebody to do it.
Like Pauline?
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to have to be somebody as good as I am to be able to map
Pauline's easy
that
to
out.
work with, folks.
So,
It's not just Sarah McLauchlan. A lot of people out there can't put a lyric together to save their lives.
he's already going for the ice cream. Nothing else on the plate was worth it. That's funny. And you're going to have a hard time with your green juice after the ice cream, too.
Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, well.
I drank the milk. I was thinking about it.
Okay. So,
I didn't want this to melt, but I shouldn't have worried
it's not
because
going to melt.
that was kind of an excuse.
Yes, that was a poor excuse, because you can tell it's very cool. Cool is this one. So,
It's good enough for me. I don't care how cool.
I had heard the medium is the message. I'd heard that before. I hadn't heard some of the other things that Coupland mentioned in here. But then
About
when I
motion,
got
too.
to massage instead of message on page 169, I was like, is that a typo? And then I saw it again on 179, and I thought, no. And then
He came out with a book.
yeah.
I've
So
seen
it was, I guess he liked puns. So
McLuhan.
yeah, not cool. I guess I should talk about this at a later time, because my brain is not working. It has headache in it. So, I did like the way this ended. Oh boy, oh boy, that's great. So, it it's a biography, but it has Coupland's feel to it. So, and at one point Coupland said, you're something like you're, or he wrote something like, you're probably reading this, hoping to learn a few things about this guy. And I was thinking, no, I just want to read Coupland. And so, as I have no interest in this guy whatsoever, learning about him at all. But I did learn some things about him, so whatever. And now, that's all I'm going to talk about for now. I forgot to mention something about this one, so I'm going to do it now while I'm thinking about it. So I did mention that this is basically like a really great travel book for Vancouver, that Coupland. And
some nice pictures.
I like the way it ends. So at the end, just before the last page, you have Wreck Beach is the nakedest place in Canada, and so that's funny that that's right before.
There's a nude beach.
Yeah. But and then he has the airport right at the end, and that's great because then it tells, because for Canadians, I mean, especially, you may think, oh well, here in Alberta we're so close to BC, why don't we just go visit whenever we want or whatever? Well, it's actually you go through a lot of mountains to get over and through to get there, and so it'd be a lot easier to fly. But anyway,
safer too.
Yeah, safer too. But yeah, I like the way it's set up. It's he has it's alphabetical. So that's why the airport's at the end. But it's perfect there. Yeah, it's perfect there anyway, because then you think, oh well, that's how I'm going to get there.
Why is the Y in YVR? VR was said for Vancouver.
Did I have this under
See,
there?
for the Calgary airport, they've got YYC. Why the Y's?
I couldn't tell you. What do you think of that Magnum bar? We got it on clearance, a box for 99 cents, so that's
It's disappearing quickly. It's better than the Rebel, that's for sure.
That's good. Okay, so you go ahead and you talk about whatever you're going to talk about.
You just talk a little while longer.
But I really can't, so you go ahead and talk. We also got, the reason that we have this is because we got this for 87 cents. Very awesome. And this one for about the same price.
They call it raw kombucha.
But I don't think James is going to drink those now because he already ate his ice cream, and they will taste disgusting. Well, even more disgusting. I mean, this already tastes disgusting. But healthy.
I've been craving these since Pauline mentioned that she got them.
Okay.
And that's been
I'm glad you enjoyed. So, now James is going to talk to you about, 10, about whatever books he has there, and I'm going to go start bringing things in. So go ahead.
This is something I bought about a year ago at the yard sale. You usually don't drop by yard sales for books or for anything, frankly, but it basically only be for books because the yard sales reflect on average what the average person reads. We're talking about books. Average person's interest in books are pretty uninteresting to me. And is that a judgment? It's not a judgment on me. And maybe it is. Anyway, Costa Rican Spanish. And it's pretty good. These little Lonely Planet phrase books. probably aren't going to help you out much. Maybe you could use them to point to something.
Should I take these in?
Yeah, yes, please.
Do you want more almond milk?
No, thanks. Well, I won't be eating or drinking for the next 10 minutes or so. 8 minutes. So I don't know. They're kind of saying that these have little phrase books and stuff like that, and they do have little dictionaries. More like glossaries. Do they call them dictionaries? Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's not really a glossary. Lexicon, maybe. Yeah. Anyway, they call it a dictionary. 3,500 word two-way dictionary. Costa Rican Spanish. Okay. Costa Rica is apparently quite a nice tourist destination. Location. Now, I think I might have reviewed this book before. I'm on my fifth way through it for the fifth time, if I'm not mistaken. Let's just see. Finished. 4th of January 2022. Finished. 25th of September 2025. Refinished. 3rd of October 2025. Refinished. 24th of October 2025. And I'm going through it a fifth time. It comes actually highly recommended, especially if you're interested in biology or terminology. Yeah, so it's...
I'm going to show you something here. So those are empty seeds now. You can see somebody, look at how many empty seeds are on this sheet. Somebody really liked black cherry tomato.
No, it wasn't.
Because this is all gone. There's only a few here.
Wow.
And then they took out quite a lot of red Romas too. So I have never had this happen before.
Now this is kind of like a mystery.
Yeah.
But you've solved it. It's fairly easy.
It didn't take me long to solve it.
Carried out capital punishment.
I did. Yeah, and I don't...
We're talking about the mice. They're moving in.
I don't like to kill mice.
No,
I don't like to, but I don't want them in the house, especially...
Well, they just get out of control.
Yeah,
if
like
you don't...
we've... now I can hear that there's one upstairs, or I could this morning. So I knew he's there, or she. But that one's not leaving, and that one was staying up for those seeds and dog food.
Yeah, so you actually found a bit of dog food up on the sofa today.
With the seeds. Yeah. So I had the seeds, all drying, and then I had them stacked on the sofa, and so those ones are really, they took a lot. Whoever is in the living room. And then, so they're not going after the traps that I have upstairs. They're too busy. So I moved the seeds. And then I've never had them go after tomato seeds before. Squash seeds, you betcha, they love those. But tomato seeds,
too small,
so,
but yeah.
Yeah, but this year, they have a taste for it.
Well, there's a lot of mice.
Yeah, and so I caught 5 mice down with, I'm storing hundreds of pounds worth of tomatoes downstairs. And many of them are green still. Yeah. But the mice, they love being down there because they have not only the tomato seeds but the flesh, right? They have the whole tomatoes. So I found they chew out of, and then they'd leave, and then it'd rot, right? Because
a little bit of the big tomatoes, yeah.
So then I put a trap down there, just one trap, right where I found where they like to come out to chew on the tomato, and 5 mice just within less than 24 hours.
Yeah.
So crazy. And I'm sure more will keep coming in, but what do you do, right? So, anyway.
3 minutes?
4.
Alright, so dictionary of word roots and combining forms. So it's actually maybe less than 150 pages. Yeah. But it's it would have been great if they'd come up with this one person, Donald J. Boyle come up with a more comprehensive thing. This is basically for biology and medicine. But they've got other things. Pluvius, Latin, rain. Plutoni, dusky, New Latin. Stuff like that. Plur, root, or Plut, rather. Pluto, Greek, riches, wealth. Stuff like that. Very useful. Why am I going through it so many times? Because I'm interested in the meanings of words, stuff like that. Probably have a fairly good English vocabulary. Yeah. So, I've been talking a little bit about not required reading, but recommended reading. Required reading maybe for understanding the world, and I'll talk more about some of these. This is recommended, not really required. Penguin Classics, Buddhist Scriptures, edited by Donald S. Lopez, and it has some of the more or some of the less well-known Buddhist scriptures and stuff like that. It's not the obvious ones. Not that there's, like there's not one great document, I think, it's the Buddhist classics and stuff like that. It's not like the Bible or the Quran, New Testament, the Hebrew scriptures, the Quran, and stuff like that. Dictionary words and names, I'll talk about that in the future. It's pretty good. It's definitely not complete. By Saladin. Saladin is how it's pronounced in English. Ahmed. And this one is it's required reading. It's not recommended. And not just recommended. It's recommended and frankly required if you actually want to flap your gums about Islam. This is called Sharia versus freedom. It's not Sharia and freedom, anything like that. It's lengthy. It's too lengthy. Sharia versus freedom. If Sharia was everything it's purported to be by fellow travelers of Muslims, this would be a very slim volume, but it's well over 700 pages. I'm looking at 735 or something like that. Yeah? The print isn't particularly small, but it's definitely not large print. And there's a bit of repetition. Some of these things seem to be essays, and so there's a repetition, but much of the stuff has to be repeated. Now, I've gone through this thing. I finished 22nd of April, actually, 2022. So I'm going, I don't think I reviewed it back then. I'm definitely going through it a second time. And parts of it I've actually gone through a third time.